Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl Liz the One. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Game of Thrones is finally back. Like, I've been waiting like forever for this, like over a year for this shit. Anyway, since I'm like obsessed with this show. But this episode, for everybody that's gonna watch it, this episode is what we knew was gonna happen, you know. We already know what Cersei's planning. She winds up sleeping with the Greyjoy guy. I know I'm going to say a lot because I'm trying to remember what happened. But basically, okay, so we know that Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen, they really like each other. We know that they're sleeping together. But this episode, the dragons are really nice to Jon Snow even more. And they can sense his Targaryen blood, so they let him ride the dragon. Nobody but a Targaryen can ride the dragons. So they let him ride the dragon. Sansa and Daenerys don't really get along because Sansa doesn't really like her. But Sansa, you know, she's turned out to be like the sharpest knife in the drawer, actually. Remember, she was like all ding-badish, like, and like, it's really nice to see her transition to where like she's smart, she's got her emotions in check, and you know, she's the Lady of Winterfell. Bran is there. You know, he's creepily, you know, with the eagle with the three eyes. At the end of the episode, Jaime Lannister shows up. And Jaime Lannister is, he's looking at Bran, and Bran is in a wheelchair. Because remember, at the end of, in the first season, I believe it's at the end of the first episode, it was Jaime Lannister that pushed Bran Stark off of the tower. So, everybody's back when the, like, precision comes through. So Daenerys, Jon, the Unsullied, the Dothraki, the dragons, everybody's coming into Winterfell. And Arya's there as well. And Arya sees Genji, and she sees Jon, but they don't see her at first, but she's watching. And there's a kid that's running through, and the kid is running through kind of like Arya before, like when they came the first season. But it's really weird because in this one, the boy, he's supposed to be some lord, but I believe this is the same kid. He basically, the Night King wants to kind of send a message, so he put the kid up there with like arms. But I'm looking at the arms, I'm trying to see like they're like spirals, kind of like galaxy spirals. But I was trying to count, so I'm going to go back and watch it. I'm trying to count, like, were those 7 arms, did that represent 7 kingdoms? Or anyway, don't forget that they got the dragon. 2 of them are missing. So when they show up, I'm jumping all over the place because I just watched it and I'm like so excited. So when they come into Winterfell, basically, Bran, since he already knows everything, like all like the, you know, the cute pleasantries, Bran kind of puts it to a stop. Like, we don't have time for this. In this episode, like I said, it's everything that we knew would happen. So Sam, after Daenerys, you know who he healed. Like, Sam, you know who he healed with the material that he stole from the Citadel, and he found a way to cure him. After this, he found out like that she murdered his brother and his father, and he really didn't give a damn about his father, but his brother he was kind of like sad about. And he came down when Jon Snow was kind of paying respects to his father, or what he believes is his father. And what we knew was going to happen, we just didn't know how. Sam tells Jon Snow that he was always the king, and he's not a bastard, and he reveals to him who he is, basically telling him that, you know, you've always been the king, and that Lyanna Stark was your mother, and Rhaegar Targaryen's your father, and he's not a bastard. And he reveals that he's Aegon Targaryen, you know, the king of the 7 kingdoms. This is what we already knew was going to happen, at least as Game of Thrones junkies. But I'm just kind of happy to see it play out. But I do have to go back through and watch this episode because, you know, there's always something hidden in the episode that we have to watch. But even with that being said, in this scene, Jon Snow, he's a little confused because you know, Eddard Stark is an upstanding guy. He doesn't lie, you know. He's confused, but he just basically accepts it as true, but he's really overwhelmed, and you can tell. And Sam brings him to like reason, like he makes him understand, like he promised your mother he would protect you because Robert Baratheon would have killed you. He would have murdered you because Robert Baratheon was obsessed with Lyanna Stark, but Lyanna Stark really didn't like him like that. She really liked Rhaegar Targaryen, and they did marry, so he was never a bastard, but he had to hide pretty much in plain sight. Other things that have happened, Theon Greyjoy, he saved his sister, but when they were on the boat coming, like when they first meet and like he frees her or whatever, she kind of headbutted him because he basically left her, but she's excited that, you can't really tell that she's excited, but she's grateful that he saved her. So she extends her hand to pick him up off the floor. But on their way, like when they're traveling to the Iron Islands on the boats, she recognizes and realizes that he wants to go fight for the Starks in the north, and she gives him that permission to go do so. Meanwhile, their uncle slept with Cersei, and she really likes him, pretty much. And then, at some point, Jaime Lannister wound up at Winterfell, but he's looking at Bran Stark. And once again, I remind you again, he pushed Bran Stark off. This is why Bran Stark is paralyzed. He pushed him off the tower, and but he survived, and I guess Jaime Lannister's shocked. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen. I don't think that anything is going to happen to him. It, like in the previews, it kind of looks like they're having like a tribunal, like a case against Jaime Lannister. But I think he'll live. I think he'll survive. But another thing to note in this episode, remember that Tyrion Lannister and Sansa Stark were married at one point. And he, for some reason, like their greeting is kind of cold a little bit. But for some reason, he believes that Cersei Lannister is going to bring an army to help him. And Sansa is the smart one. Like she finally has wised up. She's like really clever now. She talks to him and she's basically saying, and I can't remember word for word, but she basically says, hey, I used to think you were clever. Because it's like Tyrion Lannister is still holding out like some hope that his evil sister is going to come and save him. But like I said, in the end, I can't even end it there. Oh my gosh, because I'm remembering more stuff as I'm talking. So like when they met, all these people's names, but I love this show so hard. Okay, so Jon Snow and Arya Stark, when they meet, he's like, you're defending her, and she's like, she's defending our family. Like, he was like, Sansa thinks that she's smarter than everybody else. Arya kind of checks him like she is. She's the smartest person I know. Because Sansa has gotten so smart now. Remember, she used to be like annoyingly naive, and she really used to like piss me off with it. But she's like getting her grown woman on, and she's just really wise now. I think that, even in real life, if you survive somebody like Littlefinger, somebody that's like a novice narcissist, and he's a novice at like gaslighting people, I'm pretty sure you can survive anything. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. And the guy from the Wildlings, it's just a lot. But it should pick up next episode. But if I forget anything, because I'm going to go back and watch it, but I really wanted to put this review up. Anyway, I'm going to go back and watch it and see if I can see anything hidden, because I was really excited about this. Like, we've been without this show forever. But I'm excited it's back. But that's really all I got to say for right now. Thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl, Liz the One. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Peace out.